Welcome.
Hi, everybody.
What's the date? We're going to talk about the current energies. This is also an extended reading, but we first want to do a little overview of the current
Energies of the day.
Current energies of the day and the upcoming energies. We have some intense stuff, and there's some videos that were just put out to give you guys an overview of what to expect in the coming days, especially the weekend coming up.
Yeah, because it's going to be a very intense energy weekend.
Yeah, so go watch your video. Look for the Ascendant sign readings. It's about Mars, who is all about, I'm going to box and fight you, and Mars carries a knife, remember that. And then it does, it can be cutting words.
Ooh, yeah.
And then Uranus. Yeah. What is Uranus?
Unexpected things, surprises, and it's very intense, and things that come out of the blue.
Yes. Yeah. Kind of like a car coming through the living room window or something.
Yeah, let's hope
it's going to be the thing.
But yeah, we don't want that.
Right, or a car just being on your front lawn.
Like what happened to us.
Right.
Over the weekend, last weekend.
So thankfully that happened then and not this weekend.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
That would have been different. But yeah. So we wanted to go over just a little bit of that, which is basically just to say that the most intense time for that is basically going to be when the moon sits on top of it.
Right.
And the moon gets involved. When did you say was the most powerful time? You said it was like, you had an hour picked down. You worked it down to the hour.
Oh, but
it's on the 24th, and it was going to be the moon on top of Mars conjunct the opposition.
It's going to be 3 o'clock in the morning on the 25th, and that's 3 a.m. Central Time in the United States. So adjust for yourself based on where you live.
Right, and that's 3 a.m. So it's like
3 a.m. Central Time.
I'm going to have bad dreams?
You could wake up with a start. You could have some nasty dreams. You could have some unexpected dreams. You could have something unexpected that happens to you. Depending on where this falls in your chart, you could, say it falls in your 6th house, you could wake up feeling sick. If it were to fall in your 4th house, you could have something that unexpected happens in your family life. If it falls, say, in your 10th house, it's going to be something unexpected at work.
So the cool thing about this is it's in the middle of the night. Now that's the most intense emotional
Well, at least
time
for us, it's going to
involved.
be in the middle of the night. So
yeah, all right, so if you are new, this is All Astrology. I am G.
And I am Amy.
And you can put your birth info down below. We give free, high-quality subscriber readings, but it's only a one-time gift, okay? A one-time gift. It's a high-quality reading. It is not shit, all right?
Right.
It is not computer-generated.
Yeah, this isn't a computer-generated. We actually sit and talk about it between the two of us and discuss what the reading is going to be before we actually post them.
You won't be disappointed. All right, comment your numbers below. We'll take care of you.
Yep.
So let's move on and let's get to, we'll give out the birth time. The other thing we're going to do at the end of this reading, we're going to top it off with a card. We're going to pull a card for the reading.
Yep, we're going to pull an angel card.
Yeah, yeah, to give you something to walk away with.
Oftentimes what ends up happening is that the angel card that we pull often verifies the reading. It's quite interesting.
It is.
Okay, so this extended reading, the birth date on this is December 28, 1974 at 3:13 p.m. Okay?
All right, so we're going to bring this chart reading and we're going to make it current, which is the 21st. We already said that at the beginning. So what's happening in your life right now?
Right now.
Okay, Mars just entered your 6th house. Your house of health.
Yeah, that's your house.
Projects and work.
Yeah. So you could be feeling a bit run down. Whenever Mars goes into a 6th house, that is often going to affect your physical health and your physical well-being. And you may feel that work is putting a drain on your physical well-being.
Yeah, I think you're going to be busy. I think there's going to be more work, most definitely.
Yeah, and you've got Uranus there, so you may all of a sudden feel like it's a bit too much right at the moment. So be aware of that.
You do have Uranus there. And we should talk about the other thing that Mars does when it pertains to health. Mars is about inflammation and cuts.
Yeah.
So if you have a job that you work at and you use like box cutters or knives, like if you're a chef, or if you do anything that works with sharp tools, Normally, Mars in Scorpio is really phenomenal.
Right.
Because Mars rules Scorpio. So
Right.
this is a great time for somebody who uses sharp tools. On the other hand, because it's right on top of your natal Uranus, I would be careful.
Yeah, be careful. You could cut yourself.
Yep. I would be careful because Uranus is surprise.
And if you do cut yourself, it's probably going to become inflamed. It's
Right.
probably going to swell pretty badly. It could get
infected. Yep.
So beware of these things. And I can speak to this because a year ago when Mars went into my 6th house and it happened to hit a planet that's sitting in my 6th house, I actually went into a severe cardiac event and nearly died. So
this has nothing to do with your chart, just so you know.
This is not your chart. This is my chart.
She had a lot of other factors.
I had a whole lot of
that
other
speak to
factors
that.
going on.
Yes.
But the whole point is that Mars can have a really significant effect when it goes into the 6th house. The other thing that I can mention is that Mars can have a really significant effect on people whenever it does change signs because it is a really powerful planet for people. So, for example, Mars going into Scorpio, where it sits in my chart, of course, my nervous system decided to go last night as it went into Scorpio. And my body is like flaring up all over the place. So
pertaining to your chart, this would also apply because it's right on top of your Uranus.
Yeah.
And Uranus is our nerves in our body.
it's our nervous system.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you might feel a little bit more frazzled.
Yeah.
You know, that might do that to you.
Yeah.
Now, what's the time frame on this? Because this isn't for your whole reading. This
No.
isn't for this whole time.
No,
Mars will be...
we're talking about like for maybe a week or so.
Yeah.
That it's going to be there. And then
That you feel
as
this.
Mars moves away from Uranus and gets into the meat of Scorpio and moves away from the planet of Uranus, it'll be fine. And you'll start to feel better and you'll actually start to gain more energy.
Yeah, the Mars energy will definitely
Yeah,
take
the
hold.
Mars energy will take hold and it'll really kick in and you'll start to feel better and it'll give you a real sense of vitality and allow you to really work through all of that other stuff. It's just oftentimes certain planets, when they change signs or change houses, can have a real dramatic effect.
So we'll say by
The
November,
28th or so.
the end of the month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
about right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep forgetting. I know I just said the date. We said the date 3 times already, but it just seems like, is it really almost the end of November?
It really is.
It's crazy. Like, Thanksgiving is exactly a week from today.
I know.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Better go buy the bird.
I already ordered it.
Just say, if you haven't bought your bird, you better go buy your bird.
Yeah.
Because those damn things, when they're frozen, they take forever to thaw out.
Well, I ordered a fresh one,
I
so we don't
gotcha.
have to thaw one.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So let's move on a little bit here. And so that's what you're going to be facing. All right. Now, what else is there? What are we talking about? The next is the 20.
Starting actually
This weekend.
This weekend,
Yeah,
yeah. This is big.
this-
We have big
yeah.
energy coming up this
Yeah.
weekend.
This is the
that
Galactic Center
actually
stuff.
kicks in starting tomorrow, the 22nd. We have a conjunction that happens with Venus, Jupiter, and what is known as the Galactic Center, the center of the Milky Way galaxy, which sits at, what is that, 27 degrees of Sagittarius.
Yes.
Now, the Galactic Center does move, but it moves so
slow.
slowly that it won't move out of maybe a degree within an entire lifetime.
Yeah.
So
Slow mover.
just be aware of that because the Milky Way galaxy does rotate.
So where does this happen in your life, right? This is in your relationships. This is in your significant one-on-one relationships. All right? That's where this occurs. And
Right.
it's a beneficial energy.
Yeah,
It's
this is a
beneficial thing.
hugely beneficial.
Okay,
thing.
so your 7th house, I would have a whole video on that. So you are a Gemini rising. You could go to the video to hear more about the Galactic Center and what that means for you because it's about divine downloads coming in. It's about fresh updates. It's about receiving things that could be tangible and material because it's Venus involved.
Right.
Venus likes nice things. So some people, depending upon if they have a planet, they could really come into some money.
Yeah.
They really could. Now, you don't have any planets there, I'm sorry, other than you don't have any natal planets at that point.
Right.
So that much I can, very clearly see and tell you. All right. So we'll move on and we'll go to the 12th.
12th
is the
of
next
December.
day we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
We're going to move you up to December 12th. That is when you have some planets. And that is when it's a time of beautiful receptivity for you, actually. You have a nice, sweet-ass grand water trine. It's a water trine.
Water trines are wonderful. They bring such beautiful ease. Water, think about the flow of water. They bring beautiful ease. And this water trine that you have has really great planets.
Divine Neptune is part of this
Yeah,
trine.
so-
Neptune is all about
And
idealistic things.
Jupiter, which is expansion.
And beauty and love, divine love. That is Neptune.
Yeah.
It's dreamy.
And energy, because it involves Mars. So, and it's also going to involve Saturn, which is about structures. And it also...
For you, it involves
yeah,
Saturn.
involves
'Cause you have
Saturn for
Saturn
you.
and water in your chart, which is work and home. Okay, but if there's this nice ease coming,
Yeah.
at this time, so it's a few days before the 12th and a few days after the 12th that you'll notice, like some really beautiful things setting up where it's just like you may not have to work as hard, or the whatever that is the work that you're doing
Things
somehow
are
is
gonna
easier
kinda-
for you.
Things are going to just sort of fall into place really
Yeah.
easily.
Right.
When you have a grand water trine, certain things in your life seem to just sort of
Click.
happen
Yeah.
easily. There are certain things that happen for me that just sort of click. I don't have this in everything. I always call it parking karma. Everywhere I go, I seem to be able to find a parking spot in a really easy place to park. And I call it my parking karma because I have a grand water trine in my chart. And she always goes, up, grand water trine.
Yep, it just happens.
It just happens.
By no effort of her own. And that's exactly what a trine is. It's by no effort of your own. It means you don't have to try. It
I
just
walk
happens.
into packed restaurants and they're like, oh, you're a two? Here, we have a table for you.
So this can
Things
be a
like
great
happen.
benefit for you, actually, because as I'm looking at this, like, understand this is your career, this is your work, and this is your house of values and your income.
Right.
So there could be something sweet here for you.
Yeah.
You could be receiving something. May not be like gigantic, but you could be receiving recognition at this time.
Like I
Okay?
said, mine is parking and a good table in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily going to be this huge thing. It could be something just really subtle that you may not even connect the dots to, but there could be something really nice that just comes along in those few days where this sets up could just go really, really well.
You'd
So
be like, score! I
Yeah.
got it. I got this. It just happened.
Yeah.
It's like, okay. You know?
everything's just going to kind of fall into
Yeah.
place for those few days, and you're going to be like, wow, why were those few days so easy? This is why.
Yep.
Okay.
The grand water trine.
You
It's a
got to
beautiful
love those.
thing.
You got to love those grand trines. They're
Cherish them while you got them.
beautiful. They're wonderful when they happen.
All right, so now we're going to move you to December 26th. We're talking about this for everybody because this is a solar, actually I won't even go into the details. This isn't an astrology lesson. It's an eclipse. We're just going to leave it at that, and then we're going to tell you what it means, and then we're going to tell you what does this mean for you? Where is this occurring in your life, and what are you to expect?
Yeah, because this is super significant for you because of the way it sets up for you. This is going to be a very significant time for you. This actually happens December 26th, which happens to be 2 days before your birthday. So birthdays are always really important because we're talking about the beginning of a new year for you anyway. So your sun is coming back to a conjunction with your sun automatically. And you...
Go ahead. I just wanted to see something I forgot to do. Keep talking. You're doing great. I want to add another chart
An
here.
eclipse automatically means that the sun and the moon are talking to each other. And this one, because of the type of eclipse that it is, the sun and the moon are together. And they're going to be on top of your sun. And your moon happens to be opposite your sun in your chart. So we've got the sun and the moon on top of your sun with your moon on the other side. So we have a lot of sun-moon energy going on in your chart. Plus, Jupiter is going to be involved, which is expansion. So we have your soul, what's important to your soul. We have emotion from the moon, and we have expansion involved. All of these elements. Now, normally Jupiter is always going to be a benefit. The only thing is that with it being right there with the sun, it's not going to be as much of a benefit as it would normally be.
Right, because the sun's rays
going to be blocking,
shaded, so to speak.
Yeah, the sun's rays are going to kind of shading
right.
Jupiter's energy.
Now, just one thing I want to pop in and say, you can complete this, but the date that we mentioned, understand this effect, this eclipse effect, it lasts for like a period of 5 years. It's beginning a 5-year cycle for you.
Right.
Okay. And did you tell him what areas of his life these are going to
No,
occur?
I haven't gotten to that yet.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure that was clear. But you probably will feel something close to that date because you have planets there.
Yeah,
and it'll
a
probably
lot of
be
planets
emotionally charged
there.
stuff.
So because this is happening in Capricorn, which is work, and your moon is in Cancer, which is home, and Cancer is also about your mother. It could be an emotion. Cancer is also connected to your emotions, and you have your moon there, which is also emotion. So there could be some kind of emotional connection to your mother that's involved in this. Okay? So be aware of this. There could be some kind of emotional shift or some kind of shift in how you, that's going on between you and your mom and how you have to relate to your mom, or there could be a shift in your relationship with your mother that begins at this point that's going to set up the next 5 years. There could be a shift in what happens between you and your mom for the next 5 years. So be aware of that. We can't really say what that's going to look like without looking at your mom's chart, but there could be a pretty big change that's going to happen with that relationship.
What I will say is what I know what the eclipse represents. The eclipse, it's an eclipse where we have to release something. We have to let something go because something new is coming.
Right.
That's a definite. Within the next 5 years, and probably shorter than that for you because you have planets there. So anytime the planets are present, that means it's going to happen sooner. Okay? So starting on the 26th, there is going to be something you actually have to release. And this happens it's actually, you have a combination. It's set right between your 7th and your 8th house. It's 4 degrees of Capricorn, correct?
Right.
Okay, it's 4 degrees of Capricorn. And you'll see that 4 degrees of Capricorn, it's the very beginning of Capricorn, but it's at the butt end of your 7th house, right? Yeah. So your sun, though, if you look at your chart, your sun is in the 8th house.
Right.
And you have a cusp line of your 8th house, which is right there. So likely it's going to affect both of those houses. So when we talk about both of those houses, right, it's significant one-on-one relationships that are very bonded and close. Hence, it opposes the moon, which represents mom. Childhood. So there's things you have to let go because something new is coming. It's a solar eclipse. Right. Solar eclipse is generally something positive, but it can only come if we release something.
Right.
Okay.
And the 8th house also involves finances, other people's finances.
Insurances, shared resources. Yep.
Shared resources.
Stuff like that.
Inheritances.
Yep.
So there could be a shift in maybe how you're dealing with your parents' resources, how you're dealing with their financial obligations over the next 5 years. You might have to start taking over some of their financials. So be aware of that.
Yeah, you have so many planets in your 8th house that is a skill set of yours you're good with.
Yeah.
You know how to take care of other people's stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you have Capricorn there. You're super high integrity when it
Right.
comes to that.
Right.
Like, this is who you are.
So be aware of this. Just keep it in the back of your mind that this is something that you're going to have to start being aware of and start facing. So something may come up where this is something that you're going to have to face in the next fairly soon.
Yeah, I would
probably.
think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've already started facing some of it and started having conversations about it.
Yeah.
And you're already pretty much aware, and this reading is basically to confirm.
Yeah.
To confirm or deny. You know, you pretty much know these things, I think.
Yeah.
So this is fascinating. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like, we did charts for, I think, your entire family. And
Yes,
it was
we did.
fascinating that we saw this similar something new is coming. It's by way of, you know,
Yeah,
there's a new pattern beginning for
everybody in the house.
Yes.
There's going to be these new patterns that are setting up.
New routines.
And new routines
Yeah.
for every single
Yes.
one of you. This is going to trigger a new set of ways of doing things for every single one of you within
Yeah.
the family.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So we're going to take this date, and where am I going now? Let me
January
Take a peek at January for you.
12th.
Give you the most bang for your buck here and pop around to the most prominent times in your chart, and I cannot seem to access.
Because you're looking at the wrong thing.
I'm all over the place.
We have days like that.
All right, so we'll go to the 12th of January, and it says the 2nd. Here, give me the keyboard. That might help, too.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so January 12th is
January
big
12th
conjunction.
is the big conjunction when everything is in Capricorn. So many planets are in Capricorn.
right, and you already have a shitload. That's what I was saying to her. God, how is this going to feel for someone where they
Yeah.
already have, like, a loaded
Load of-
Capricorn plate?
Yeah.
And now all the transiting planets, basically, are going to be there. Seems like a lot of work.
It is going to be
Feels like a lot of work
yeah,
to me.
This is
what it feels
probably
like.
for you. This is going to be a continuation of that energy that's coming off of that eclipse on the 26th of December.
It seems like it. I mean, I know we're all having this, but it's in your 8th house.
Yeah.
It's a double concentration of energy in your 8th house.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, you're going to have.
So on the 12th,
You
let
already
me build this up
have
little bit
a
more.
lot of energy in Capricorn in your 8th, and then there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 planets in your 8th.
So here's the thing.
Transiting.
The conjunction's at 22 degrees Capricorn. You don't have anything there natally. You do have a 19-degree Venus. Venus is beneficial.
Yeah.
Venus likes things to be peaceful. She likes beautiful things. She likes the finer things in life.
Right.
Venus typically is I've never heard anybody say anything negative about Venus except
No.
that you may come into some money and spend it frivolously because Venus likes nice stuff. That's the most negative thing I've ever, or overindulgence in some way.
Overindulging.
Whether it's food, because Venus likes tasty food.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Venus ruled, baby. Give me the chocolate, right? Give me good stuff. So Venus can be overindulgent, whether it's in food or things that she likes. Shiny.
Yeah, shiny.
As you like to say.
Ooh, shiny.
Right? Ooh, shiny. So,
I have that problem.
with that said, you, what did we
But
mark
see,
down there?
what
Because
we,
I'm
what
trying
we
to-
did say was that
Yeah.
there might also be a slowdown at work for you.
Because Saturn
Because
restricts,
because
yeah.
Saturn tends to restrict things, and Saturn is going to be in
That's
that
right.
eighth house.
Right.
So work might slow down, and you might feel a little physically slower. But this is probably going to be a good thing because
Yes.
I think mentally you're going to have to be exerting a lot of energy. So I think this is going to be a good balance for you. You're going to have so much other stuff that you're going to have to be dealing with that for you to be able to physically slow down at work is going to give you a little more balance. Because I think there's going to be a lot of this other stuff that you're going to have to cope with. So being able to not have to physically do so much at work will help.
I want to add something here. in general, for you as an individual, your chart, you have, I want you to see this so that you understand what you're experiencing. You have Saturn opposing Saturn exactly right now. Okay? Saturn's at home and Saturn's at work. All right? This is what you're experiencing. And Saturn means restriction. Okay? So there might be like, oh my gosh, I'm at home and I feel like I can't get anything done, or I'm very restricted. I don't have my own space. You know, there's this restriction going on, right? And so it's at home and work, meaning like, that's all I do. Go to work, go home. Go to work, go home. There's not a whole lot of time for anything else. That's all this is. Like, life's become that. This isn't going to last forever. Saturn's going to move on. She's moving direct now, matter of fact.
Yeah, and actually, she's going to move, when Saturn moves,
it'll already be off of your own Saturn at this time, too.
Actually,
by December, she'll be at 18 degrees.
By the time we get to probably March, I think.
Oh, yeah, she goes into Aquarius. Or he goes into Aquarius.
He goes into Aquarius.
Which would be great.
Well, actually, he'll be at the end of, maybe in February sometime. It'll be out of your 8th, and you'll start to feel that ease.
Yeah.
So, you'll get some relief from that.
To look forward to.
You'll start to feel a little more. And as a matter of fact, we even have that written down, that by the end of February, the beginning of March, your self and work balance will start to come in. Okay? So you won't feel this. Don't overwork yourself.
Hard to do.
I know it's really hard. I know it's going to be really hard to do, but you have
Mars
to.
will still be in your 6th house is so big that even in January, Mars is still in your 6th house.
Yeah.
He's going to have a Mars conjunct Mars.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah, you're going to feel this real need to push and work. Don't do it. Try and keep a balance there, okay? Especially in January. You're going to feel really overwhelmed, but by the time we get to the end of February, really balance that out. Find time for you, for your personal life, for your personal self. Find the time to put into your own thoughts and into your own well-being. Take a little bit here and there. Don't overdo everything for everybody else, because you're going to have so much going on for everybody else. Okay?
I want you to be aware of a Mars sitting on top of your natal Mars. Okay? So that is like, I'm actually trying to find that right now. I just realized.
Well, why don't you hand me the
Mars will be returning, and you'll have this.
Why don't you hand me the book?
The effect of that is you have, oh wow, the effect of it is going to be, think about Mars. Mars is the fighter. Mars will not back down, so there might be less patience at this time.
What degree am I looking for? 12.
I was just going to say, I have
12
to pull
of
up this chart.
Sag. I got it.
Hold on, am I right? I might have been on the wrong year.
January 22nd.
Okay, there you go.
January 22nd.
So a few days before and a few days after January 22nd, be aware that you have a little bit less patience. Now, was that 2019 you were looking at?
No.
Oh, it wasn't?
No.
Good, because
you've got 19 up there.
I do this all the time. I get my
She's got the wrong year up there.
I forget flipping the year, and I'm just like, frick-a-frack. Okay, let's go to that. Okay, so at the time of the end of January, really the 22nd, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's spot on. There's this double whammy on, I need to do this. This desire grows really strong, the sense of urgency, your drive, okay? Irritations rise at this time.
You're going to probably get really irritable.
Yeah, you could be really irritable, which means you're going to have less patience, okay? And so for the 22nd, you just want to keep in mind the dates, a couple days before and a couple days after. And after that, it's going to pass, okay? It'll pass, but realize it's going to affect your significant one-on-one relationships, because it's pretty much exactly going to be right on your descendant. And that is my relating with other important people in my life, my partners. Whether it's business partners, whether it's romantic partners, whether it's marriage partners.
Best friends.
Yeah, people who are significant.
The closest people to you.
Yes. So just keep that in mind. That's always a good thing to know in advance.
Yep.
You know, it's always a really good thing to know in advance. And you discussed February already?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I didn't even push the chart. My brain was somewhere else. But we talked about this all in advance.
Yep.
Okay, so right now we're at the time of the reading where we're going to pull a card for you.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to pull a card, and the card is basically just an add-on to this reading. You take with it what you will, and we'll give Miss A a couple of seconds here to
We're going to see
pull this up and to see
we're
what
gonna
comes through.
We're
These
going
are-
to
what
see
kind of cards are
what
these? These are the
Spirit has to tell you to
message-
focus on as an energy to keep in mind. Let's see if anything.
These are angel cards.
Yeah, these are angel cards.
Card deck.
This is my angel card deck. So we'll see if anything this one kind of jumped.
All right, we gotta
There
go
we
with the card that jumped out, and this one says Francesca. Francesca. What does Francesca have to say?
What does Francesca say? Francesca, what do you desire right now? Visualize it and it will come about. Negativity will block your progress.
You gotta love this card. She's painting. She's being pretty artsy. She's doing flowers. Flowers have a very high vibration to them. They literally help raise your vibrations, which points to what she said of the message of the card, which is to stay away from negativity because that will only block your progress. And that's your beautiful angel with the white wings, and she's got a bird in the background. Okay, see the bird up there, left-hand corner. I'm not sure how that looks on the screen. So don't despair. I know you've been working hard, and it looks like there's some other things you're going to be working towards that overall in the end are going to end up being really beautiful for you, because this is the Saturn opposing Saturn, and anytime Saturn opposes Saturn, which is what this person's in the midst of right now, it's all about long term. So everything you do right now and the way in which you handle it depicts how this is going to turn out for you 14 years from now. I know that sounds insane, but if you handled things with high integrity and you didn't cheat and you didn't take any shortcuts, you're going to be in the reward, baby.
Yeah.
The rewards are going to be there for you.
Saturn is one of those things that if you work hard and you do things with integrity, with Saturn rewards.
Yep. Yes, it does.
It's really hard. Saturn, when you don't do things with integrity and you don't work hard at it, Saturn punishes. But if you do it right, Saturn rewards.
All right, with that, we are going to end your reading. Hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, bye.
Have a good one.